Roblox provides plenty for everybody since everybody there seems to have various gameplay preferences. Jojo Games, which are basically based upon Hirohiko Araki's JoJo's Bizarre Adventures manga series, have always thrilled players irrespective of their age. Therefore, don't forget to watch this video to the very end, as in today's video, we will be making you privy to the top 10 best Roblox Jojo games to play in 2021. Number 10. Your Bizarre Adventure. Your Bizarre Adventure is an RPG-styled Roblox game that revolves around obtaining strong and unique spiritual abilities known as stands, fighting gangs, and much more. You can consider it a sort of anime-style Roblox title with RPG elements. The game tasks you with learning unique spiritual abilities known as stands to fight against tough gangs. Along the way, you need to collect items and level up your character to succeed in your journey. By finding your Bizarre Adventure codes online, you can level up faster with experience boosts and get your hands on some rare items. In this game, you are going to find stands. That is your own life energy, which stands next to you. Number 9. A Bizarre Day? A Bizarre Day is a game owned by Tornado98765. Created on December 2018. A Bizarre Day is an RPG game based on Hirohiko Araki's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure manga series. The game itself involves on fighting with NPCs or other players and exchanging abilities for other abilities. The game features a large map with several locations to hide from danger. The gameplay consists on decision-making and critical thinking. However, getting used to how the game plays will grant you higher chances of victory. A Bizarre Day is one of the best JoJo games that you're still going to be playing this year. It's a phenomenal game where you can pretty much role-play JoJo characters, beat the absolute living crap out of your enemies, and flex your stance. You can get your own stance, hammer swords and katanas in this game. Ain't that nice? What's more is that the game features different voice lines, and there are also mobs and bosses for you to challenge yourself with. Number 8. Project Star. Project Star is a Roblox game that made by 10_minute ad revenue and Imagination burst for fun. The game is inspired by a popular animated TV show series called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. According to the research, the game of Roblox Project Star created on March 27, 2021. The last update of the game was on September 26, 2021. The server size of the game is 1. Project Star game is categorized into RPG genre. Recently, the game of Project Star has placed visits around 12.8 million. Also, the game has 192,156 favorites. This is very anticipated by the anime community. Once again, we inform you that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the inspiration for the game. It is the real-world experience where you'll be able to fight with your all opponents in huge arenas. As a player, you are able to use your skills to build your own builds. Apparently, there are many aspects to the game which you are able to discover after it is released. For those who never play the game of Roblox Project Star, we suggest you to play the game. Number 7. Project Jojo. Let's just start with this. Zombies are popular enemies in games because they enable lazy developers. You don't need a story. But if you want one, you can just rip off any established zombie lore. Your AI can be bare bones with zombies that just path to the nearest player and attack once they get into melee. The lack of sophistication isn't a bug, it's a feature. And so, what if the pathfinding is easily exploited and there's no strategy at all? They're zombies. They're supposed to be stupid. The game is really fun and basically a detailed little survival sim game. Stands out from the pack because the primary threat to your life is an actual active element of the environment, the zombies, instead of a stupid hunger bar that drains at some absurdly accelerated and unrealistic pace. The ways in which you can impact the world and vice versa are extremely fine-grained by default, and constructing an enjoyable rule set from the character options and the actual custom game options is easy and intuitive. The only real downside is the standard one for eternal public beta games, which is that the documentation of what the mechanics are is entirely absent in-game and spotty, or even actively misleading from out-of-game sources. The game is very good at being playable with basically no advanced information, but you're very likely to miss entire systems on your first few dozen runs. You will do a lot of rather short lives before getting the hang of things well enough to survive multiple days. If you've enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Having said that, let's jump right back in. Number 6. Jojo Blocks. In this game, you become a powerful stand user or get true ultimate life form, as you train to become the strongest player to ever leave. You can choose to fight NPC or PvP against other players. There's a neat leveling and stat system, as well as an RPG system that gives you RPG-like rewards such as quests for cash and experience. You can also explore this game's map as there are 4 different locations. Just know there is also a rebirth system, as well as choosing which abilities you'll want to master either Jammin' or Stance. Number 5. Stands Online. Yet another free roam RPG fighting game, which is just like a Universal Time when it comes to functionality. In this game, once you become stronger, you are literally dominant and can bully the entire server. You can choose between a vampire as stand user or a hormone user. The game features pretty much everything you'll see in an RPG game, like a leveling and stop points. The game also features different stands with different powers and stats and specifications. There is also an in-game shop where you can spend cash all the way and ruin every player's happiness in the game. In Stands Online, stands are the most commonly seen ability in the game. To obtain a stand, the player must track down a stand arrow or a requiem arrow and pierce themselves with it. Upon being pierced, you will obtain a completely randomized stand with various colors, bodies, and heads. Along with this, every stand possesses a unique pose that can be activated by pressing the G key. Number 4. A Universal Time. A Universal Time is basically a cluster, let's just say it's a chaotic mix of weebs and their fandom. The game is created by a free roam fighting game standard with some of the RPG elements mixed into it, like a trade and crafting. The game feels a little bit more generic for a JoJo game, but it's really something else. The main objective of the game is for you to get stronger, get stands, items, and gears, then beat people up. The game features gangs, an explorable town island, and of course a boss, which is Dio the Immortal Cringe. Number 3. A Bizarre Day Modded. A modded version of a Bizarre Day. This one has unlimited money, as well as featuring non-canon stands and reskins of mostly everything in the base game. Except this game is funnier. The map is very small, to be honest. But well, it is a pure fighting game, and once you got your own stand, you can endlessly fight the same thing. Or it can be gained with the use of a stand arrow that randomly spawns, or it can be bought from the shop. Also, the stands have their own unique appearances and abilities. Same with traits and stats, they're all different, and it depends on the raring. Number 2. Jojo Bloxy Adventure. Jojo Bloxy Adventure is far different from the other games on this list because it is a full-pack adventure game in which each player has 5 progress slots, so meaning if you get bored with your level 100 progress, you can create a new account with the same account. Does that make sense? Like, you can make a new slot if you would like to start over. It's a pretty cool way of prestiging, in our humble opinion. The map is large enough to fulfill your roaming desires. This game really feels like a simulator game. You're gonna be air punching a lot and punching everyone to level up a lot. There's also a quest system and gangs you can form, pretty much like playing a one-piece game and the JoJo game. It's a script fighting game, and the JoJo game is a pretty weird game, but we guess it just works. The game can also be classified as a free roam fighting game. Once you'll be given 9 choices of stands that you may try. You can reselect upon the reset, and the rest is fun. You can randomly fight against your friends, or not, that's small the place. Number 1. Crazy Bizarre Adventure. Crazy Bizarre Adventure is a mix between adventure and fighting games. The game features a selectable range of stands, but it is currently an alpha version, so be wary it might be glitchy. As for the game's features, there's a lot of quests you can try and finish for a while. There's also a stat system. Since this is quite an RPG, the game also features procedures, rebirths, trading, and many more. With that, we end today's video. Don't forget to join in the next time for more of such interesting content.